Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We're in Traverse City. We're talking to Lynn Meeker with the Daughters of the American Revolution, and this is very interesting. Lynn, thanks for taking the time, first of all.
Well, thank you for having me.
We're talking about DNA and genealogy and how that fits in with the Daughters of the American Revolution. So kind of give me the overview.
Okay. Well, the Daughters of the American Revolution is a lineage society based on tracking your own lineage by bloodline back to the era of the American Revolution, which for both soldiers and people who supported the revolution. Right. So that's kind of the lineage side of it. All right. We are mostly a service organization.
Okay.
We support our veterans. We support active military. We've actually, this last 3 years, we've had special commemoration dinners for Vietnam veterans because they were treated pretty badly when they came home.
Yes.
And we had a lovely lapel pin, which we partnered with the Department of Defense on that, and they had a really nice lapel pin commemorating the 50th anniversary, I guess, of the Vietnam War.
Right.
Although that covered from like 1975 to 1955 to 1975,
Right.
And so in fact, I'm on my way over to after this to see the presentation on the Gold Star Mothers event.
And when I mentioned DNA, because you have a workshop coming up that you're behind, explain that.
Okay, now I'm not gonna pronounce what DNA stands for.
Right.
But basically, it's all the genes we're made up of.
Right.
You get half from your mother, half from your father, and but you get a arbitrary amount. I mean, you don't get, like sisters and brothers don't get the same.
Right.
Exact same DNA from each parent, but they'll show up when they do a DNA test as closely related. Now you can go back 4 or 5 generations with your DNA and match certain centimorgans, which is another technical term, that you can actually see how many and which centimorgans you match somebody else on, and they can kind of tell, okay, it looks like you're a second cousin, maybe a fourth cousin.
And then at this workshop on the 14th, you're going to have a speaker to talk about all this.
Yes, Jim Sims is coming up from downstate. He is a 20-year genealogist, but he also has his bachelor's degree in biology and a PhD in chemistry. So he has both the scientific background and the genealogy knowledge to show you how to marry the two.
All right, now where's this going to be?
It's going to be at the First Congregational Church on Center Road here in Traverse City. And you can go to eventbrite.com, and you'll have to, if Traverse City doesn't pop right up because they know where you are, just go to Traverse City and then done your DNA, and it'll pop right up. And it's basically the name of it. It's Done Your DNA, Now What?
All right. Now, how far have you tracked your lineage?
I've actually could go back to Charlemagne.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, and it's through one Thomas Dudley, who was governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And so I can go back all the way to Charlemagne on that. I can go back to King William, who signed the Magna Carta. But mostly I concentrate on what I really know the stories about. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, and I try to do both sides, although my father was adopted in New York State, which is, their adoption records are closed. Now, he's been gone a long time, and you still can't get him to let loose.
I can track me all the way back to my grandfather's brother, who was a doctor in Texas who took chickens.
Yes.
And that's as far as it goes.
He bartered. Yeah. He bartered for his services. Yes.
Very interesting. All right, Daughters of the American Revolution workshop coming up October the 14th. What time?
10 in the morning. And you have to pre-register because our seating is limited.
Go to Eventbrite.
Right.
And it's important to find out where you come from, isn't it?
It is. It's very interesting, and they've proven that it helps kids understand where they come from, and it helps give them a sense of being centered.
Right.
So that's the good thing about it.
Lynn,
very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Talking about DNA and where we come from and who we're connected to in Traverse City, I'm Vic McCarty from My News 26.